Okay, so in this portion of the cube, the next step is we need to match up all these edges everywhere. And you can hold the cube any way you want, right, in the beginning. And, just choose anything. So let's just choose this. All right, we're going to choose this side right here. So if I just skew this a little bit, I'm going to say that these two layers right here in the middle, all right, that's the building layer, okay, and then on my left is a storage layer, and to my right will be a storage layer, okay. So that's the way we're gonna have to think about it, and that's the way it's just gonna have to be from now on. So what we're looking to do is match up, say, this orange blue to this orange blue. I'm sorry, yellow blue to yellow blue. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm just going to simply turn this, okay, so that this yellow blue is in a position so that when I turn, okay, they match up. So let's just go ahead and take that off the building layer, because remember, this is a building layer. We're going to put it on a storage layer. Turn that off, bring it down there, put in an empty slot. It's empty because these two colors don't match. Return all this, return this, and then return this. Okay, so you didn't mess up any of the circles anywhere, okay, and what you did was you were able to preserve this orange and blue, okay. So keeping in mind that, again, these are the storage, or these are the building layers, right? The two middles are the building layers. Let's see if we can, what else we can find. It's just a game of match, right? So these two match, right? So we'll put this on either the right or left storage layer. We're going to replace it with a, we don't want to replace it with a matched pair, right? We want to replace it with an unmatched pair. So put it on the storage layer, move it down, return this. That returns this matched pair to the storage layer, and it brings back an unmatched pair. Return that, and just by luck, okay, I did not plan this, this green and white matched up. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on a storage layer. All right, we'll put it on the left storage layer. Well, this is a full slot. Remember, it's full because the colors match. This is a full slot because these colors match and these colors match, right? So what you can do is you can either take a full slot, which, remember, this is the storage layer right here. We want to save these two pieces, right? We're going to turn that, moving that full slot out of the way, return or move this so that a empty slot, right? It's empty because it's not full. Put that back, right? And the returns to the full slot here. So we have full slot, full slot, full slot. And then remember, you can just simply turn this back down so that all the colors matches, all the circles match up. Okay, so let's see what else we have. And I know there's a lot of turning of the cube here. It's just, but it's part of what you have to do, right? You have to match these colors up. So red and green, right? So we have, remember, we had a full slot here, right? See, that's full. That one's full, and that one's full. Okay. Well, we want to make sure you have a full slot on top, so that when we want to save this one, that moves this full slot out of the way. You can turn this down so that an empty slot takes its place, and then you bring this back. Okay. So now you have all full slots here. Turn this back and turn this back. And if you're lost, this is material that we covered in the 4x4, 5x5, 7x7 cube. Okay, full slots and empty slots. So all this is full slots. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can get anything over here. Well, that's full right there, so that's good. Okay, so here's a yellow red. Here's a yellow red. We'll just turn that so that it's on the opposite side. So when you turn this down, okay, and I know the cube all looks all screwed up, but it's not, right? You want to save these two colors, the yellow, red, turn it off. You don't want to replace it with this, right? You want to replace it with an empty slot, okay, like these two. Bring that in, return that, return this, and return that, okay, and you saved another slot, this one and this one. Okay, so we can do this 2 more times, here and here, because these are the only 2 empty slots that are left on the storage layers, because these are all full, right? And these 2 are full. Okay, so simple enough. We can bring these 2 down, right? There's a full slot there. Put your ones that you just saved there. Turn up an empty slot. Turn that back. Return this. Okay. Now we can only do it one more time right there because that's an empty slot. Let's turn this so that these match up. Let's see, where did that empty slot go? There it is right there. Okay, so we want to take the ones that we just matched up, these 2, the orange, blue, right? Put it in the place of this full slot. Replace it with an empty slot because these 2 don't match up. Put that back on the storage layer or building layer, and then return that. Return this, and return that. Okay, so now if you look at the storage layers, correct, 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 and correct. Those are all full slots on the left, on the right, and on the left, full slot, full slot, full slot, and full slot. Okay, so now we're looking to match these pieces up on the building layer. Okay, and the way that we're going to do that is slightly different than what we just did. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can match up. We'll hold it like this, right? So that the storage layers are on top and on the bottom. The building layer is in the middle now. Okay, we just rotated the cube so that the building layers are in the middle. Storage layers are on top and bottom. What we're looking to do is we need to match this orange yellow up with this orange yellow. Okay, and the way that we're going to do that is we're going to take and again, this is, things that we've learned in previous cubes before. We're going to take this piece right here and we're going to put it in this position. We're going to do an algorithm. The pieces are going to flip. Okay, and then so this is going to be down here, and then we'll bring it back over here. Okay, so take this piece right here, put it in this position. Okay, and you're going to go, and we're going to say this is R, and we're going to say that this is F. Okay, so we're going to go R, U, R, I, F, R, I, F, I, R. Okay, these pieces flipped. So that when I turn this back, okay, these 2 pieces match up on the building layer. Again, you just turn that, okay? So these 2 pieces match. Let's do this again. Let's say that we want to match up this red-blue to this red-blue, okay? Well, we can't just simply do that and call it a night because it screws up everything else. What we're going to do is we need to get this red-blue onto the same row as this red-blue. So we're just going to turn it all the way to the back. All right, we'll just turn it back here. We'll take this piece right here, and we're going to turn it so that it's in this position right here. All right, right above the piece that you want. We're going to say that this is R. Okay, this size R. We're going to say this is U. Okay. And we're going to say that this is F. Okay, so we're going to do this again. We're going to go R, U, R, I, F, R, I, F, I, R. And then we turn it all the way back. Okay, so that these pieces match. And you can simply turn this back. You can turn this back. Okay. All right, great. So last one. So these pieces match. These pieces match. So now we want to match up this green yellow to this green yellow. So we're going to take this piece Or you can do it the other way. You can take this piece and put it in this position. It doesn't matter, right? So let's take this piece and we'll put it in this position. Just put it directly underneath the piece you want to switch it with, right? So we want this piece and this piece to switch. And we're going to go R, U, R, I, F, R, I, F, I, R. Then turn this back. Turn this back, and if you look at the cube, okay, correct, 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 and then the storage layers, correct, 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 and correct, right? So they're all matched up. Everything's reduced and matched up. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Okay, so what we're looking to do now is we want to put all these white edge pieces in their corresponding places. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to see if we can find it on the bottom. So here's a white red, and this white red belongs right here. So let's move this out of the way, take this position and turn it down on the bottom so that we replace it with this white red. Turn it back up, the white matches white and red matches red. So if you have one on the side, like this white and blue, it's going to turn it so it's on the bottom, move it out of the way, return this. White blue belongs over here, so between the white and the blue. So let's take these pieces, put it on the bottom, replace it with the white blue. So when you turn it back up, it matches. We'll do the same thing for this white orange. We'll turn that out of the way. Orange belongs over here between the white and the orange. Take these positions, put it down, put the oranges there, turn it back up. And the same thing for these. So let's move that out of the way. These pieces belong right here. So simply put them there and put them back up. Okay, so that these white pieces are all in their corresponding colored positions. So now just using 3x3 strategy, you just want to place these corners, right? So just 3x3 strategy, no big deal. It's super easy, right? So you put that in. Let's get this one out of the way so we can put this one right here in this corner. And these pieces are all placed correctly. Remember, you don't have to worry about the corners of the in the circles, right? So we just flip it upside down, white on the bottom, yellow on top. Let's go ahead and place these. So orange to or green to green, orange to the right. So you're going to do the standard edge placing algorithm. I'm sorry. Let's do that again. U-R. UI, RI, UI, FI, U, and F. Okay, and that was the standard edge placing algorithm. Let's see if we can place this one to the right. So same algorithm. U, R, UI, RI, UI, FI, U, and F. Okay. Let's see. We gotta place this one. Same algorithm to the right. Okay. And lastly, we've got to place this one. It's got to go to our left. So this time it's UI, LI, U, L, U, F, UI, FI. And that piece is placed correctly. Okay, so if you just look at the cube, this whole section of the cube is now complete. We're just working on the yellows now. So let's go ahead and just make sure you have blue to blue, orange to orange, green to green, and red to red. We want to place, we want to flip these two pieces because we want these yellow edges up on top, just like these are facing up and these are facing up. So we're simply just do F, U, R, U, I, R, I, F, I. Okay, great. So now we're looking at a situation where we have all these pieces are facing upwards. All these edges pieces are facing upwards, which is good. But this matches blue, so that's good, and this matches orange, so that's good, but green belongs over here and red belongs over here, so we're going to have to swap these two. And this has actually worked out well because this works into a parity situation. It could have just as easily worked out into a non-parity situation where you could just go ahead and finish off the cube. I'm sure if you've gotten this far, you already know how to finish the cube off. But if you don't, no big deal. We're going to cover it, and but what we need to do is we can't have two that are next to each other. We want the two that are wrong, like these two here are wrong, but we don't want them next to each other. We want them opposite of each other. Okay, so the cube looks a little bit different, and the reason it looks different is because I need to set this up for learning purposes. If the cube looks like this, where these circles are complete, remember, don't ignore all these corners. Just because these little corners here are messed up, don't worry about that. Okay, just ignore them. When I mean the circle is complete, I mean all these big pieces are in. Okay, now these blues belong over here, so let's go ahead and do it in adjacent edge swap, which is 2RU, 2RU, 2R, 1, 2, 2R, 1, 2, 2RU, 2RUI, 2R. Okay. We're going to move this, and we'll do another adjacent edge swap. 2RU, 2RU, 2R, 1, 2, 2R, 1, 2, 2RU, 2RUI, 2R. Turn this back, and you'll see that the blues match blue, and these greens match green. Okay, and this is the situation that you want because you can't, when you have this parody, it's a very specific parody. It's a parody that is specific to this cube and requires a special algorithm. And I'm going to share that with you right now. And it only works when they're not adjacent to each other. It only works when they're opposite of each other. So, for example, this orange yellow belongs over here, where the yellow red belongs over here. Okay, so the four affected pieces are this one, this one, this one, and this one, and you're going to hold it as such. These two and these two are correct. Okay, so you're going to have the affected pieces to your left and two of them to your right. Okay, so these two and these two. And this is the algorithm you're going to do. And when I say small u, I mean this. So large u would be this, okay, just the top, all right. When I say small u, I mean just, this one. Or small d would be this one right here, okay. All right, so ui, small ui, all right, so small ui, okay, R, FI, large U, just the top, RI, F, small u, D, FI, R, large UI, F, RI, and small DI. Okay. Now, if you look at the cube now, you'll see that these pieces swapped with these pieces, okay? And these pieces and these pieces remain the same. Okay, so now that you have all these edges matched up on the yellows, we need to match up all these corner pieces, okay? And the corner piece that there's already one corner piece that's matching. This yellow, red, and blue, that matches already. But this one, and this one do not match. Okay, so if you have none of them that match, do this algorithm. You'll find one that does. And then now let's just say, yeah, I mean, if none of them match, just, pick any corner. All right, we'll just say none of them matched. Let's forget about that. Let's just say none of them matched, right? We're gonna go URUILI URIUIL. Okay, so we'll say, hey, all right, none of them still match. Okay, it doesn't matter. Just pick any corner. Oh, we'll say, all right, this one matches right here. All right, so we'll keep this one to our right. All right, so when I say it matches, it's the correct piece, correct position. It's just not rotated correctly, right? So yellow to yellow, red to, or green to green, and yellow, orange to orange. So it just needs to be rotated. Okay, but this piece is not correct. This piece is not correct, and this piece is not correct. But since we have this one that is correct, we're going to keep it to our right. Okay, so our right, front right, and we're going to go URUILI Right, you just keep doing that until these three pieces shuffle into their correct positions. Okay, this is not correct, so you have to keep doing it. Okay, so that's still correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, so these two are actually orientated correctly. Okay, and from here it's just RIDIRD. So we're going to RIDIRD this piece and then this one. So let's just go ahead and do that. This RIDIRD. Okay, again RIDIRD. Okay. Take the next affected piece, which is this one. Okay, put it in that position, and you'll see how all these edges are, or these corners here, are working themselves out. RIDIRD, 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 and again RIDIRD, and just fix that, and the cube is solved, and all those edge or corner pieces just work themselves out. Okay. All right. I hope you're not going to have too much trouble with this one. I hope I explained it well enough that it all made sense to you. Okay. We'll see you next time on Barricade Cubing 101. Thanks.